So, according to you, you got rid of the phone that was the subject of a court order preservation the day before it was ordered preserved, right?
Rephrase the question, please?
Were you served with a copy of a notice on September 30th, 2022, that you not alter or destroy or manipulate anything on your phone?
I was served an order, yes, that's correct.
And isn't it true, in another hearing, you explained that on September 29th, the day before you claim you got that notice, you changed phone carriers and changed phone numbers?
And I maintained the phone.
Until you didn't, when you destroyed it a month later by pulling the SIM card out and throwing it away. Did you remove the SIM card for that phone, drive onto a military base, throw the SIM card in one dumpster and the phone in a different dumpster? Is that just a coincidence?
September 4th was my birthday. The phone was broken and failing. I had planned on getting a new phone, and that just happened to be the day.
Happy birthday. Was that a coincidence? Sir, you had an iPhone back in January 2022, did you not?
Yes.
You were, in fact, ordered to preserve your cell phone by the Commonwealth.
At some point, I was made aware of that, yes.
All right, let's just get to the brass tacks. Where's your phone?
My phone was upgraded and traded in for a new phone.
Another way to say that is you traded your phone in and got rid of it, correct?
I traded my phone and upgraded it, yes.
We're analyzing witness testimony in Karen Reed's first trial. On the stand is Brian Higgins. He owns the house for which John O'Keefe was found dead on the lawn on January 29th.
When did you get rid of your phone ending in 0888?
I upgraded my phone in September, third week of September, maybe around 22nd.
The 22nd of September.
I believe so. I can't be sure the exact date.
So, according to you, you got rid of the phone that was the subject of a court order preservation the day before it was ordered preserved, right?
Rephrase the question, please?
One indicator that a person is lying is when they ask you to rephrase a question or repeat a question, and that's exactly what this big boy did here.
This order is dated September 23rd, 2022. It was just stipulated that on the 23rd or 24th, you were then sent a notice to preserve the phone. And your testimony is on the 22nd, the day before this all happened, you upgraded your phone and got rid of it in total, correct?
I upgraded my phone on and around the 22nd, yes.
Another indicator of deception is using words that downplay significance. What do I mean by that? By claiming he had to upgrade his phone, he's downplaying the significance of getting rid of his phone. That's a clear indicator of deception, and Mr. Clean's doing it right here.
Were you served with a copy of a notice on September 30th, 2022, that you not alter or destroy or manipulate anything on your phone on September 30th?
I was served an order, yes, that's correct.
And isn't it true, in another hearing, you explained that on September 29th, the day before you claim you got that notice, you changed phone carriers and changed phone numbers?
And I maintained the phone.
Until you didn't, when you destroyed it a month later by pulling the SIM card out and throwing it away, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
It's probably just a coincidence that both guys that were at the house where John O'Keefe died changed or altered their phone or phone plan one day before a court order.
Did you pull the SIM card out of your phone, Mr. Higgins? Did you?
It's possible that I did. I believe that's how I've testified.
Another indicator of deception is pausing after a question is asked so you can come up with some form of an answer. Here we see lovable Higgy Bear wait, then look to the judge for some protection, and then answer the question.
Yes.
You testified.
It's possible that if I took it out, that it was either cut or broken.
It's not just possible.
And that would have been after the date the order was already denied.
Mr. Higgins, I have one question left. One question. Did you remove the SIM card for that phone, drive onto a military base, throw the SIM card in one dumpster and the phone in a different dumpster?
That is not correct.
Did you testify that?
That was your one question, Mr. Jackson.
How many times have you upgraded your phone in your iPhone?
I'm not sure. 4 or 5 times, maybe.
Prefacing a response with "I'm not sure" is another indicator of deception. These dopes think that they can fool us. Now, they may be able to fool the low IQ residents of Massachusetts, but they're not going to fool all of us in this community.
Turn a phone in and you upgrade it, the phone that you turn in, that data is factory reset, meaning it's gone. It's destroyed off of that device, correct?
Well, I think some data transfers and some doesn't.
And you're aware that the very data that you were ordered to preserve would have been destroyed, according to you, the day before. Correct?
Rephrase your question or ask me a question.
Are you claiming that you
As we analyze these adults testifying in their natural habitat, it's easy to pick up on the indicators of deception. They think that they're smarter than us.
got rid of your phone on the 22nd? You
I
upgraded it?
upgraded my phone around that. I'm not sure if that's the exact date, but
There it is again. The use of the word upgrade is a clear sign that he's being deceptive.
yes.
So it could have been after the 22nd.
I don't think it was after the 22nd.
Could have been the 24th?
No,
Could have been the 25th?
no.
So you're absolutely sure that you could not have upgraded your phone and gotten rid of it anytime after the 23rd when this judge ordered that it be preserved?
That's a great question because this genius said that he had to upgrade his phone and the court order was coming down on the 23rd. Mr. Clean here just happened to upgrade it a day before the court order, but why couldn't he have just waited? Or perhaps he was tipped off.
No.
Because you know that if you got rid of that phone after you had been notified that you were ordered by a court to preserve it, you'd be committing a felony.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
So you now claim that you got rid of the phone on September 22nd, 2022, hours before you were ordered to preserve it. That's your testimony, correct?
Yes.
Besides having a dead body show up on his front lawn, this guy is pretty lucky.
Is that just a coincidence?
September 4th was my birthday. The phone was broken and failing. I had planned on getting a new phone, and that just happened to be the day.
If you're a resident of Massachusetts and you're listening to this dolt try and play all of us, aren't you upset about how dumb the people we promoted in our government are? Now he's trying to tell us that it was his birthday, and that's why he happened to upgrade the day before the court order was coming down.
Day that I got it.
Happy birthday. Was that a coincidence?
Objection.
Sustained.
In September of 2022, you were served with a preservation order for your phone, were you not?
Yes.
After September of 2022, you never received anything in writing that canceled or lifted that preservation order, correct?
That's correct.
Part of Higgy Bear's argument is that the defense's motion to preserve his phone was eventually denied. So what happened was they filed in September, somebody tips these guys off, they change something on their phone, or in Higgy's case, his carrier, but eventually the order gets denied by the court. That's what old Higgy Bear is using to justify disposing of the phone and the SIM card a month later.
After September of 2022, you made the decision to dispose of your phone without consulting anybody about the decision to throw out your phone, correct?
Yes.
So Matt Kelch is an ATF agent who works at the FBI Regional Computer Forensics Lab, correct?
Yes.
Did you ask him to show you or consult with you how to pull things off of your phone that you decide to get off your phone?
I asked him if it was possible to get this off, if there was a method to get this off my phone so I could provide it to law enforcement.
And that information was selected by you, correct?
Two particular text threads, yes.
Right.
Higgy Bear has a friend that's knowledgeable in computers and works for the ATF, but in a different division. They have access to a machine at the FBI that can extract data from a phone, apparently, and that's what Higgy Bear did. The problem is he was the one deciding which information to extract. Let's listen.
In other words, there was nobody else that was picking and choosing what to get off your phone. That was just you.
It was me, yes.
And the reason you did that, Mr. Higgins, is that you wanted to control and limit the amount of information that was pulled off your phone, right?
Objection.
Is that why you did it?
No, I did it because I wanted to provide it to law enforcement, Your Honor.
Okay, next question.
But you could have just provided your phone to law enforcement and let them image the entire thing, correct?
Of course, he decided what information was provided to law enforcement by doing this method. Most of us don't have access to an FBI machine that can just extract certain parts of our phone. But old Higgy Bear did.
I guess that was an option, yes.
And you knew that was an option at the time.
What's the question?
There's another indicator of deception that we've been talking about. When someone asks you to repeat the question, they're buying some time in order to come up with an answer.
You knew it was an option to just hand your phone over. Just pick it up and give it to them.
And there was also an option to provide it to them as well.
But you chose the one that you got to select the information, not the one where they would get everything, correct?
Objection.
Did you actually go to the FBI computer forensics lab?
Yes. Let me correct that. I didn't go to the lab itself. I went to a kiosk, what they refer to as a kiosk on the first floor over at FBI.
Okay.
And all local PDs, law enforcement, have access to that. He walked me through on how I could pull the text string with John O'Keefe and the defendant. He walked me through the process, how to use the machine.
And then you did that.
I did do that. That's
And
correct.
that's what you turned over to the police.
That's correct.
And any other information would still be on your phone ending in 5421, correct?
Well, that information stayed on my phone.
If there was a real investigation done, his phone would have been taken from him immediately. You want the source of data. You do not want a defendant or anyone else that you're going against picking and choosing what information they give you.
just took those strings off and provided them to the Mass State
Right.
Police.
So where's your phone?
I do not have that phone anymore.
You've destroyed that phone, haven't you?
No, I threw the phone
He rehomed his phone just like Chloe.
away.
Well, that's destroying the phone, isn't it?
I had every right to do that.
I didn't ask you about your rights. I asked you what you did.
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you do that? Did you pull the SIM card out?
Objection.
Did you pull the SIM card out of your phone?
Your Honor, to the best of my recollection, if I did take the SIM card out, I would when I threw it away, if I was going to take it out, I would break it or cut it.
Remember, the question is, did you take the SIM card out? And I hope we're all learning in this community how to detect deception. And for our female members, go ask your husband, did you cheat on me during our marriage? The answer is going to be yes. Watch how he responds. I guarantee he's going to respond just like old Higgy Bear here.
But I did not wipe the phone. I did not take anything else off it. But if I was going to throw the phone away, that's what I would have done.
Were you served with a copy of a notice on September 30th, 2022, that you not alter or destroy or manipulate anything on your phone? On September 30th.
I was served an order, yes, that's correct.
And isn't it true, in another hearing, you explained that on September 29th, the day before you claim you got that notice, you changed phone carriers and changed phone numbers?
And I maintained the phone.
Until you didn't, when you destroyed it a month later by pulling the SIM card out and throwing it away, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you pull the SIM card out of your phone, Mr. Higgins?
Did you?
It's possible.
Wow, huge indicators of deception. Again, the pause, then looking to Auntie Bev for protection, and then, of course, prefacing his response with, it's possible.
That I did. I believe that's how I've testified, yes.
You testified
It's
at a previous-
possible that if I took it out,
If. He doesn't remember what he did.
that it was either cut or broken.
It's not just possible.
So that,
And that would have been after the date the order was already denied.
Mr. Higgins, I have one question
Jackson.
left. One question. Did you remove the SIM card for that phone, drive onto a military base, throw the SIM card in one dumpster and the phone in a different dumpster?
That is not correct.
Well, in any case, you took the SIM card out of your phone, correct?
No, what I testified to was that it's,
Did you take the SIM card out of your phone, yes or no?
I don't know.
And you will agree with me that cutting up or breaking the SIM card destroys the SIM card, does it not?
The card itself, yes.
And you'll agree with me that you took that destroyed SIM card and put it in a trash bag, did you not?
I believe it went in a trash bag, yes.
Well, you used a passive voice. It went in a trash bag. Did it fly out of your hand unexpectedly into a trash bag, sir?
No, sir. It would have been disposed of with the phone.
No, I understand, but are you reluctant to say that you put it in a trash bag, sir?
Objection.
Can you answer that? Are you reluctant to say that?
No, Your Honor, I put it in a trash bag. Or with my
And
trash.
then you also took your phone, now without the SIM card, and you put that in the trash bag too, did you not?
Yes, sir.
Military base, and you threw both the destroyed SIM card phone into a dumpster, did you not?
Well, I was cutting through the base, and I believe how I testified
Did you drive to a military base, sir?
I was cutting through a base.
Another euphemism, cutting through the base. He's lessening his actions by saying cutting through. I was just flipping. I was just cutting through the base, and I happened to toss out my cell phone and the smashed up SIM card.
Yes.
Did you drive to it?
Yes, sir.
And then you put both the destroyed SIM card and the phone itself, which were in a trash bag, into a dumpster on that military base, did you not?
I believe that's what I did, yes.
And as you were driving away, you knew that that destroyed SIM card and the phone would be gone forever, correct?
Yes, I threw it away.
And before you drove away, you did not transfer anything from your old phone to the new phone, correct?
That's correct.
You lost all of your photos on that phone, did you not?
Whatever photos I had on there, I did, yes.
You lost all your videos on that phone, did you not?
To the extent if I had any.
All your porn searches too are gone with that phone. So there are benefits to doing this.
You lost all of your other text messages besides the ones that you had with Karen Reed and John O'Keefe, correct?
That's correct.
And you knew that you did have text messages on that old phone with Kevin Albert.
He's a friend, most likely.
You also had text messages on your phone with Nicole Albert.
Most likely, yes.
Another huge indicator of deception, instead of just saying yes, most likely gives him an out. It's an indicator that he is lying.
And you had text messages on your phone with Brian Albert.
Yes.
That was definitive, and that's the guy we're looking for. So there's communication between Brian Albert and Higgy Bear that we'll never see.
It was important to you that no one see those text exchanges that you had with those three members of the Albert family.
Objection.
I'll let him have it.
No, sir, that's not true.
Steps to preserve those text messages, did you?
That's correct.
You did not ask your friend Matt Kelch, the agent, to help you extract those text messages, did you?
That's correct.
And when you went to that machine, you did not extract them yourself, did you?
Hell no.
He walked me through it. I did do the extraction.
You did not extract the 3 strands of text messages with Nicole Albert, Kevin Albert, and Brian Albert to preserve from that machine, did you not?
No, I did not extract those.
So the only place you knew they existed was on your old phone, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
The same phone that you put into a dumpster on a military base with a SIM card removed from the phone and destroyed, correct?
Well, I did throw the SIM card and the phone on the military base.
Right, and the SIM card was destroyed. You've already testified to that.
I said to the extent of if I did that, I would have done that.
And we're talking about the actual phone that would have had your text messages, again, with Brian, Nicole, and Kevin Albert, correct?
Yes, because the motion was denied.
You've already testified, sir, earlier, that you never received anything in writing that either canceled or lifted the initial preservation order, correct?
That is correct.
You knew when you were throwing that phone and the destroyed SIM card in the dumpster that from that day forward, no one would ever be able to access the content of what you and Brian Albert had discussed by text messages on your old phone, correct?
Anybody.
So when was it that you disposed of your phone?
It would have been, it was about 2 months after that.
And why was it that you disposed of your phone?
Because it was beaten, it was broken up, and I had already had a new phone, and only explanation is I threw it away. That's it.
I love these guys. The only thing saving Karen Reed was the fact that it was televised. And those of us that don't live in Massachusetts can see what's going on here. This is an absolute outrage.
Now, as far as the SIM card that you're talking about, do you have any specific memory of doing anything with that SIM card?
No, and that's how I testified in that other hearing, that to the extent of what I would have done is I would have cut it up or broke it. And the concern would be that to my understanding, that's not holding any photos, that's not holding videos, that's not holding my contacts, it's holding phone information itself.
a prime motivator of you to get rid of your phone was a July 22nd call from a target of an investigation that you were working on?
Higgy Bear tried to come up with another excuse. He claimed that someone that he was targeting in a separate case called his phone, and the target was able to get his number from open source, which means you Google it. The problem with his excuse is he never changed the phone number until one day before the court order came down, so the excuse is total bullshit by Higgy Bear. But it was a good try.
No, what I testified to was the phone number was what I was concerned about primarily.
Right.
Didn't have anything to do with the phone.
The date that you received a call, supposedly, from a target of an investigation you were working on was July 22nd of which year?
So it was, I believe it was July 25th of 2022.
July
I was so
25th.
concerned that I reported it to my supervisor.
Right.
Another huge indicator of deception, qualifying his answer with something that's emotional. I was so concerned I had to notify my supervisor. The same supervisor, by the way, that he notified that he was in love with Karen Reed. For that, I don't blame him. But for this, it's total bullshit because he never changed the phone number until one day before that court order came down.
But you did not change your phone number after that for quite a while, correct?
I believe it was September.
Okay. So for those months, you kept the same number and kept the same phone, correct?
I did.
And September happened to be the month that you received the preservation order from this court, correct?
September 22, yes.
Right.
Do you know how to get rid of information on your cell phone?
You can answer that.
Do I know how to get rid of information?
Repeating the question.
I mean, I think there's different ways. You could wipe your phone.
Anything else?
He has no idea how to erase information on a cell phone? He's a federal agent? My 9-year-old daughter Alexandra knows how to do this. She's done it to me 2 times already.
You could wipe your phone.
Good.
Factory reset.
Factory reset might be one, wiping your phone, taking the SIM card out.
I don't know that the SIM card's going to take information that's on the phone out.
So that might be one avenue. You could break the SIM card in half or snap it, correct?
It could, yes.
You know that the SIM card stores an enormous amount of data. The phone's just a brick, right?
No, I don't know that.
Okay. You could also, if you take the SIM card out, you just get rid of the phone somehow, right? Just destroy it.
Yes.
We're continuing our deep dive analysis of all the witnesses, especially from the first trial, so that the defense can use this in the second trial. What's your opinion on these 2 dopes with regard to their phones? Were they lucky? Was it a coincidence? Or was it planned? Let me know in the comments below.